Here lies Maurinia Grigsby Barflett, died wealthy days after her husband, aged 21. The servant grumbles. Did you expect a needle? Did you expect a needle? Within the stone garden's walls, peace be thy immortal fortune, relieved of toil, free of indignity, until thou art called to serve. As you reach to push open the heavy door, the coils and whirls of engraved wood dance into a new pattern. The semblance of a face arises, a face that seems to look right through you.
Why are you here? Tell me, and mind that you tell me true.
Silence greets your answer. In the distance, you hear the screech of an eagle. Worryingly closer, you hear some kind of a moan. Time passes. At last, the lips on the door creak open, and the door speaks.
Enter.
The face melts back into the wood of the door, and the whirls swirl back into a floral pattern. A loud metallic click can be heard from deep within.
Micah lives well, it seems. Pity the location's so undesirable.
The servant responds with a blank look and a low groan. She hums quietly. The notes move in rhythm with her wandering eyes. As you approach, the salamander turns its head away, twisting its snout into the air. It refuses to even look in your direction.
What's this? I found something.
A visitor? Such a rare and exquisite pleasure.
The elf tilts his head backwards, but his squinted eyes don't stray from yours.
Call me Riker. Please, do avail yourself of my creature comforts. You've surely come a long way.
He grins and waves his hand dismissively.
Nothing to be concerned with, I assure you. Mere husks. I enjoy living grandly. I know these aren't ordinary servants, but I prefer the extraordinary. There is no pleasure in mediocrity. Don't you agree, Godwoken? Don't be so naive. My doors only open on the occasion of truth. What you admit to them, you admit to me. I also see you are not yet whole.
He presses a slender forefinger against his tight lips and hums.
I'm not a generous man, but I could give you what you seek if you offer something in return. A completely fair exchange between sorcerers. Let's not be so secretive, my good fellow. You're dying to show off those smoldering talents of yours. You just don't know how to handle them. I can help you with that. I can share my bond with the source with you, fill your well to the brim, make you a master. The rest of the story, well, it's yours to write. You must go to the Black Pits. There's a cavern there. In it, you'll find a stone tablet of considerable value.
He points to the location on your map.
Bring it to me.
Dizziness. It lasts just a moment, but long enough for you to feel Ralik's presence. You hear no words, yet understand. It's imperative you accept Riker's bargain. The episode passes. Riker is peering at you intently. He awaits your reply.
Oh, but heading to the Black Pits would mean tangling with more magisters, and they're such a nuisance. I like keeping my hands clean, you see. It's a miracle of the ancients. Priceless, really, and powerful enough to draw the Magister's attentions. I won't bore you with further detail. Suffice it to say, it is safer in my hands than in theirs.
Riker's lips stretch and his cheeks bulge, but you couldn't rightly call his unusual grimace a smile.
I'm a man of taste, as you no doubt see. A relic this significant would make an incredible addition to my collection. Don't deny an old elf his simple pleasures. A promise you'd best fulfill.
Riker bows his head deeply.
Then you'll have the power you seek, if not the power that trumps it. There will always be one greater, you know. Now please, don't let me keep you. Tarquin. Ah, that must be the fellow I found snooping in unwanted places. There are some types, deceitful types, that don't deserve to be among a place of such treasure. He doesn't appreciate what the dead can do for us, my friend.
He turns the back of his hand towards you and waves it back and forth, nudging you away.
Do be sure to see yourself out. These tomes demand my attention.
The salamander turns away from you with a hiss and a wheeze.
There you are, Godwoken. I'm eager to hear your good news. Well, see that you find me when it is in...
Kin, you speak to Cure, hatched from the egg of Zora. It pleases Cure to speak to lizards once more. But why does a dragonkin leave the ancient empire? Why does a dragonkin come to such a dark place?
You stare in shock. It's speaking perfect old tongue. You'd have no idea what it was saying if you weren't well versed in the Empire's ancient texts.
The elf has many visitors, all manner of ape, but Cure never thought Kin would come here. Has the Empire fallen so far? The old master would never have allowed such folly.
The lizard hisses dismissively.
All apes look alike. They dress in black, but come in all shapes. Tall humans, stunted dwarves, creatures that stink of death. All that is known is they arrived with gold and left with the promise that people will die. Cure's old master taught Cure. Consul Zara, esteemed lizard Gonso, was the most prestigious master. until the elf killed Consul Zara.
The lizard lets out a low, rumbling hiss.
Killed Zara for gold. Then he stole Zara's chest and stole Cure away. A prisoner, yes, but my master's secrets are safe. The vile elf cannot speak our elegant tongue, and he could not break open her chest. It tried for many weeks. But its enchantments are strong. In the elf's rage, it was thrown into the flames of our lizard graves. Even there, it could not be destroyed. It brought joy to hear the elf's fury.
The lizard's eyes, cold, search your face for a moment.
Cure has hoped to keep his master's secrets until the end of time. But it is right that a kin of your majesty should know. If you can douse the fire, good prince, sing these words. The chest will open for you like a cracked egg. Honor the memory of Cure's master. She deserves nothing less.
I hear something scurrying around.
You, apple tater cheese.
The rat's tail twists and untwists. His ears cock and uncock.
Food, food, food. No time, need food.
The rat's tail twists.
Food, food, food. Can't talk, hungry.
The rat's tail twists.
Food.
The turtle looks up at you, slowly. It looks down, slowly. It looks back to you, slowly.
Lucky in life, unlucky in love.
She lets loose a long sigh. She inhales. She sighs again.
Rory, the rat. He's just over there. Don't blink, or he'll flip right past, like a rat. Please, Grace, I'm gruel. I'm too slow to give him smooches, and he's so smoochable. If only I could keep up. I could groan sweet things in his little ears. I could tell him I love him. I could share my beats. I like beats. Oh, how kind. But I don't like butter. You could try carrot juice or some kind of nectar. The rats like nectar. Maybe cheese juice. Is there such a thing as cheese juice? Oh, that's too bad. Because then you could cheese juice her up.
She grins at her own joke. It takes a good minute for her mouth to reach a full smile.
Can't talk, hungry. Hungry cheeseberry.
The rat vacuums up your scent. Its whiskers twitch.
Cheese food, fruit food.
magician, isn't he? Used to be the ladies. Was there one day and wasn't the next. Riker now, nice guy, gives me beads. I like beads. May the soil under your feet stay ever slick.
Love is love.
The masked creature grunts 3 times at the sight of you. It reaches its arm out. Clasped in its hand is a crumpled parchment. You take the page, and the servant returns to its hollow existence.
Death prowls above. Ascend only if you seek it.
Human graves. May the dead stay forever at rest.
A scholar, or mystic, no doubt. Lost in a book while reality rushes past.
Yes. Gods no, though they are a nuisance. Believe me, a prince of the House of War survives his first attempts at assassination in the crib. His mother is not so much his keeper as his bodyguard. Though I must admit these fellows are rather tenacious. Do you tire of their attempts? Precisely. And it's precisely this sort of understanding that makes me appreciate our journey together. Quite a novel thing for me, this together concept. How about yourself? How lucky you are, then, to be graced by my exalted companionship. I'm in rather good spirits after that invigorating fight, so I think I'll return the compliment. It's good to have you around. Ramos the Wanderer. He's a legend among lizards. The greatest dreamer of them all. The one that has mastered the dark of horror sleep and has found sanctuary amid its horrors. The most inhospitable plane imaginable. A realm of insanity and death beneath a starless black. Picture a maze filled with your greatest fears. Picture haunting that maze forever. That is but the first step into horror sleep. Because if one braves the absolute terrors of nightmare and finds sanctuary there, one is safe even from the void. That's right. Horror sleep is a realm feared by the cosmic menace that is the void. Ideal location for a summer house.
You have done me a great service, friend. Now, the Hall of Echoes beckons.
The chest before you is wreathed in flame, but doesn't seem to be actually burning. The flames dance above the ancient pictograms depicting lizards and the ancient empire. You lean in to examine the images further, but are driven back by the intense heat of the flames.
A melee took place here, with House of Shadows assassins from the looks of it. I dread a dream undone.
The chest before you is covered in old ancient empire pictograms. You consider trying to find some lockpicks in your bag, but looking at the chest, you don't see any keyhole. You hear a deep rumbling from inside the chest, and a voice emerges. It hisses and clicks, but doesn't make any sense. The chest before you is covered in old ancient empire pictograms. You consider trying to find some lockpicks in your bag, but looking at the chest, you don't see any keyhole. You hear a deep rumbling from inside the chest, and a voice emerges. It hisses and clicks at you in the old tongue, your people's ancient language.
This chest recognizes Consul Zara as master. Speak her words or return me to the flames.
With a quiet click, the lid of the chest swings open.
What's on your mind? In the meantime, though, let us continue our search for Bramos. He knows things. Things I must know.
Just when I think this land holds no more surprises, I find myself in some place even more dismal than the last. Still, at least this is an interesting variation on dismal.
What's up, Chief? What, this old gaggle of weirdos? I don't know about home, but I do sort of miss the gang I travel with now and then. Crawler, Madcap, Papa Joris for sure. Musicians mostly. We all had our own stories, our own troubles, but when we were together and the music was with us, it was like none of that mattered at all. When you have people like that around you, you know, a family, even rain feels like sunshine.
Not much of a landlubber, but sometimes I get no choice in the matter. Besides, there's business to take care of.
Well now, how's my favorite god woken?
Ifan claps you on the shoulder and beams at you, affection for you plain in his eye. Here lieth Haverley North and child, struck down by a sorcerer fiend most vile. Here lies Jin Akana, noted fencer, a near unblemished record. Here lies David Cray, all shall lose the race with death.
An ancestor tree. Pure grace in an undeserving world. The spirit of the tree may have much to say.
The roots of a great ancestor tree reach from deep underground to the surface above and beyond. But this tree feels tainted. You are a scion of the elves. The mother tree demands your blood. You do not have a choice. She has a plan, and you must serve her with your death. You heed your mother's wishes and take root. But then you hear a voice. A friendly whisper from beyond. The voice knows you, he understands you, he loves you. He offers you your freedom and asks but one small service in return. Grateful, you accept. In an instant, you are an elf once more, walking in the world. But your new friend begins to make demands. Small services, then larger and more often. They cause you pain. At last, he bids you guard your tree. He expects you shall have guests. You shall kill the Godwoken when they come. Then you shall be free. The thought occurs. The scion replaced one bad deal with another.
No such thing as luck, only self-earned success. Or as in this case, self-earned failure.
That story hits a little too close to home. Poor luckless fool.
Everyone's in charge of their own fate. Sounds to me like this incent has down the drain.
To trade one's soul for immortality and then lose out on your prize? That is unfortunate, no matter the circumstances.
Desperation leads to stupidity, among the stupid anyway.
I care not for elven intrigue.
The roots of a great ancestor tree reach from deep underground to the surface of... You are a scion of the elves. But then, grateful, at last he... petrified body is both hard and brittle, as if it might shatter were it to topple over. The petrified woman cannot speak, but her eyes glow with the fury of the sun.
Bone dust. Even the petrified aren't immune to the ravages of time, it seems.
Well, isn't this rich? Cursed by a coffin and rescued by a random rube. The indignity.
She huffs in annoyance and rolls her eyes.
Oh, all this trouble, and for nothing. Never figured I'd need frost armour. A mutt? Oh, please. He's no mutt any more than I'm a maiden. Oh, but do forgive me. I haven't expressed proper gratitude.
She bows in insincere reverence. Her arm rests on her back, hand mere inches from her staff. She rises from her bow, her face frozen in fear, you presume? It isn't long, however, before she shakes her expression away and takes a defensive stance.
Oh, your type is so predictable. Spot a problem and you grab a blade and get to stabbing.
A jolt of cursed fire flares from her staff.
Anathema will be mine.
Anathema.
A king of cadavers. Well, he seems to have things under control.
Ah, you again. Any luck in old Lady Surrey's tomb? Poor thing. Feeling your advancing age, are you? No matter. I don't mind repeating myself if I must. I'll even use language any simpleton can understand. Find the tomb where Joanna Surrey is buried. Retrieve the mysterious heirloom that was buried with her. Bring it to me.
Tarquin sighs.
I hate to sound so condescending, but sometimes it pays to be straightforward. I'm sure you agree. Do enjoy yourself in the crypts, for the both of us.
The masked servant does not speak.
Above. Look at all these bones. I've spotted something. Still stuck. There must be another one. What's this? I found something. Ah, success. It's shut tight. No, the door. shut tight. It's shut tight. It's shut tight. It's shut tight. It's shut tight. This won't be of any use. It's shut tight.
Yes.
It's shut tight. this one. Hear that? It did something. A shame. All this wealth's just been going to waste.
Unlike so many other spirits, this one is hardly silent. She clicks and squawks the moment you approach her, like a cornered crow facing down a hungry owl.
Are you the new servant, then? A pity. Seems the standard is plummeting quickly. You brought my tea, have you?
The spirit takes the invisible cup from you and takes a sip of non-existent liquid.
I've tasted better brews, but from the look of you, the refreshments won't be improving.
She waits a moment.
You expecting a tip? Well, here's one. Soap. Use it. That old thing, it was passed to me by my father, Johannius. And my father's father, Johannius. And my father's 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 father, Johannius. Don't know what happened to the one in the middle. Don't rightfully know what it's supposed to do. Johannius, the umpteens, brought it back from Blood Moon Island. I thought it might be good for stirring stew, but the cook gave it back. Said it made her feel funny. Whatever that... Mama can hurt for not good.
The spirit stands there smiling, utterly oblivious to her own outburst, leaving you to ponder the strange words she shouted. Mamtenem runect udil.
What just happened? You mean my display of proper posture and etiquette? The benefits of charm school, I don't expect you to qualify. Hurry back. The eyebrows still need plucking. You're back. Good. I'm ready for my tweezing. That old thing. It was past. Don't rightfully know. Mama can...
The spirit stands there smiling, utterly oblivious to her own outburst, leaving you to...
Hurry back. You're back. Good. I'm ready for my... That old thing. It was passed to me by my father, Johannius. Don't rightfully know what it's supposed to do. Mama can hurt for not good.
The spirit stands there smiling, utterly oblivious to her...
Hurry back.
You feel the unusual object's vast energy before your hand even touches its smooth surface. Upon contact, the semi-transparent artifact shivers and speaks. You feel you've heard this language before, but where, you cannot remember. And what these intonations mean, you cannot say.
Adan, falon tumorav narvur revelis. Awenu arie, demchu sha'an. Sadenmenia veitfen, domrisval veit evrekis.
The shard responds with another sequence of unusual and ominous words. This language is beyond your comprehension. The oblong object is crystal clear and unmarked by marks or chips. It rests snugly in your palm, as if meant to be gripped with a resolute hand. The object repeats its unintelligible speech.
You're back! Good. I'm ready for my...